Hello everyone, welcome to Ryan's Road podcast number 39. Hello everyone, how you doing? Hope you've all had a lovely week, a lovely weekend.
You couldn't even say right then, the signature, how was right then.
What did I say?
You were just like, hello everyone. Hello everyone, come for a spot of tea then.
Oh,
this is a British podcast, this is.
Jeez.
What a don't want scone and a crumpet.
Can I have some more?
Can I have some more?
Can I have some more?
My
Fuck,
mum
you
said
know,
I couldn't because I
was
stole
talking
all
about
the
that film someone the other day, Oliver.
Yeah.
And I swear down, someone gets murdered in it. A woman gets beaten to death, don't she? I swear to God that her husband beats her to death or something.
You're right. I don't know if she dies. Does she die?
I think she dies.
She might do, actually.
That's what I mean. I remember thinking about a film. Wasn't that for kids? Hang on, I'm sure a woman gets fucking murdered in that.
Fucking kids film back in the day. Yeah. Taught us about rape and woman abuse.
Jesus fucking Christ. Right, straight off the fucking bat.
Oh, BTW. Well, BTW. Yeah, I hate when I say that.
BT dubs.
BT dubs. Well done for getting that quote the other day, by the way.
What quote?
Those are some bad roaches.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Mate, it was on the telly.
You said you messaged me that. I was like, oh, mate, those are some bad. Is that the episode where it's like for God's sake, he's wearing a wire?
I think so. I didn't watch it all. It just that bit of it was on.
You got the money.
It's where Brian impregnates Seabreeze.
111. Lewis. Damn.
So yeah.
Yes, because you should jump on the track and jumps on it, don't it? Anyway, going from Oliver to movies.
Yeah.
What movie traumatised you as a child? I've got a fucking prime example here. 2.
Watership Down.
No, but that is a fucking... I didn't watch that till later in life.
Yeah.
And I've never watched it. I've watched a YouTube compilation of all the fucking things that happen in it. I was like, Jesus Christ, that was a fucking PG for kids.
Yep. Go on, what are you going to say anyway?
Predator.
Yeah.
And Starship Troopers. As much as I love Starship Troopers, I first watched that when I was about...
I almost messaged you today saying... I don't know why, but driving around in my van this morning, when I to my first job, I was just thinking about Starship Troopers. And I was like, how fucking good was that film? And I was going to message you saying, mate, we need like a fucking bro date night to watch that fucking film.
Mate, it holds up as well.
It really does.
It holds up. But yeah, I remember watching that when my dad rented it from Blockbusters, like when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what are you watching, Dad? Oh, this looks like fun. And it's like straight away, the bloke getting bitten off by the bug. And I was like, ah! Fucking crying my eyes out.
Fuck's sake.
Nightmares for weeks. But yeah, Predator, man.
Yeah.
Predator. I remember a lot because my dad used to have all the VHSs, and he went out to work or something. I was like, ooh, I like that. And fucking hell, man. When he skins them alive and hangs the skeletons up and shit. I was like, Jesus, man. I was like 6. It's like, ah! Oh, fucking hell.
Bringing it into something with a bit more depth to it.
Fuck you, man. Predator's got loads of depth.
Look, one day we will have the General Ramblings podcast with Dave, and we'll just talk shit. Or we'll have Ryan's Road.
Because if you didn't General Ramblings with me.
General Ramblings?
Thank you.
Sorry. But yeah, one of the things, me and James are struggling a bit this evening. I say struggling because we've not been doing the morning workouts that you might see on the exercise vlog channel that I also do, Ryan's Road Fitness. Instead, he's been doing workouts at work. I've been doing some evening workouts, which are all in my vlogs. But it means we haven't had our general kind of catch-upness. Yeah. So we've probably wasted about 40 fucking minutes, haven't we? Chatting shit. So it's like, so this is why I think it started a bit with the whole film thing.
I'll just start my brain's in overdrive. I'm just like, what can I talk to you about? Let's talk about stuff.
So what we stopped in the kitchen when it was a bit more serious was you on about James obviously got a newborn, baby girl, first baby.
She's beautiful.
So his partner's on maternity leave. I keep going to say paternity. So he started talking about it's the first time he'd had money worries, and I thought that was a good subject to get into because I'm sure that's a position that a lot of people get into when they have their first child, or maybe they've changed jobs or something like that. So yeah, I thought that would be a good one to start us off, really. So
I mean, it's not. I think money worries is a bit not extreme because it is correct. It is right. It's the first time in my life I've thought about money.
Yeah.
Because normally I'm like, it's in my bank. Fuck it, I'll spend it. But now, because it's at the point where you get so much maternity for so long, and then it gets cut again. Yeah. Until it keeps getting cut until you go back, and I've got the money. It's just I've got to think about what I'm spending now. Yeah. For like the first time in my life, I've got to no, I can't get that. Whereas now, as I used to, just be like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna get that. Yeah. Whereas now it's like, I can't really, because that's what I've made because of this. I've made a New Year's resolution, which I'm pretty confident of sticking to actually. It's I'm not gonna buy any video games this year.
Oh, okay.
And anyone knows me knows I like my video games, but
Pokemon Arceus.
That's what I mean. It's gonna be a test for myself. It's the only two I can think of in this near future that are coming out: Pokemon Legends of Arceus, whatever it is. Yeah. And Elden Ring. Ooh. Which is a FromSoft game to do Dark Souls. That's my favourite games.
Just going to quickly interrupt and say I've got my iPad next to me with the Wi-Fi monitor on because the wife's working and the kids are in bed. So if there is some background noise of
I have been hearing that. Yeah.
That's my iPad. So it is what it is. Carry on. Sorry.
But yeah, I'm not gonna buy any games because I've been going from a lot because I don't know if other gamers will be able to relate to this. I don't think you will, but other gamers will.
Okay.
Whereas I'll buy a new game, fucking day it comes out.
Yeah.
Full fucking price.
Yeah.
I'll play it for an hour, never touch it again.
I've done this.
I've got so many fucking games that I've just
that's most of my gaming
bought
life.
Full price and just never touched. So I went through all my Switch library, I went through my Xbox library, all the stuff. And I'm like, I've got like years worth of games.
But you see, I used to do that with some collector's stuff.
I suppose it's
and you know that if you don't get it when it first comes out, either you won't get it again, or it'll be like twice the price.
I suppose that's true.
Like Kakarot, you know me, Dragon Ball Z fan, got it all up my fucking arm. We both have that hoodie that I didn't wear today. Wanted to name my son Gohan, you know that. Never happened. Either way, yeah. So when that Kakarot came out, you know, open world games are like, that's what it's called, isn't it? Like Assassin's Creed and whatnot. So when an open world fucking Dragon Ball Z game was coming out, I was fucking jizzing in my pants. Jizz in my pants.
Yeah, classic.
So I had to fucking get it, and I wanted the collector's edition.
How much was that? Like £100 in the end?
Oh, I think it was £2.
Came with a statue and everything, didn't it?
Yeah. It's fucking big ass box, like big fuck off collector's box sort of thing.
Oof.
But yeah,
the game's dog shit, man.
I think I've literally played it for like. But that's the thing, like because I'm not a big gamer, I'll just enjoy playing it. Whereas gamers will like, they'll see more into it about how it could be better or what could have been different, and they might compare it to other like fighting games or something, like have this aspect to it. I'm just like, it's fucking Goku flying around in his home fucking town in an open world thing, and I get to fight people. I'm happy.
I suppose.
Like, I can enjoy it at that base level of just, yep, this is cool, I'm fun. I just don't make the time, and that's something else we'll get onto later. Is I've started saying it, not having time. Making time.
That's what Jacob always said. You make time. If you want something, you make time.
Well, that Molly May got ripped fucking in the media recently, didn't she?
Yeah,
because of saying that quote that so many fucking people have said for years and years in different fucking podcasts and films and everything else of, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. That's a fucking fact. Just straight up fact. We do.
I don't see why people got so fucking pissed. Did she say it weird or something?
Nope.
Was it the way she said it? Was she like, as in, oh, you're all fucking peasants, you all get the fucking same 24 hours?
No, she didn't say it with an attitude or anything.
So, I mean, so how can people get pissy about that?
Because people are cunts and it's the internet.
Okay, then they'll be like, yeah, but you can't relate to me because I've got fucking 6 kids and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, well, you did that to yourself for one. So you can't get pissy at her for that.
Still, the world doesn't spin any faster for you, and you've got 12 hours in a day, and we've got 24.
It's a fact. You have 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, it's just a factoid.
Yeah.
Want to rein it back in, though, about the money thing. This happens so often.
Yeah.
Because you said you're going to stop buying...
Yes, stop buying video games.
This year. Because you started to worry about money, because you've got shit coming along and whatnot.
Yeah. So I've got games to last me fucking years, mate, if I'm honest.
So when James was hitting on this point in my kitchen, we're making a cup of tea. The thing I started to get into, but then said, hang on, this podcast talk, is because obviously I've been through all this, 3 kids and whatnot, and at the minute it's weird. I says to my wife the other day about James's situation, in that it feels like we're almost like swapping over, not quite as much, because obviously your partner's on maternity leave and then she'll be going back to work, sort of thing, and you've got all like the family support, everything system around you.
I don't think I'll ever be in the situation you're in.
No, not many people are, or ever were, sort of thing. But it still brings in those things of like the worry and everything.
Oh yeah.
And to be fair, I remember my first time ever really worrying about money wasn't when I became a dad. It was when I became self-employed. Because before that, I'd been an employed mechanic for 5 years and whatnot. And it was just like, this is my wage. Because that's the thing. But when you've only ever done jobs and been employed, you get that job. When you go and ask for the job, or you get interviewed for it, like what's the salary, what's the wage?
You're getting that much money on that.
And you can add that up, like you can literally be like, well, that's that much a month because that's that much a year, so this many years, and you can schedule and plan from it and plan holidays and everything and whatnot, because it's going to be that number. Fact. Done. First time I ever went self-employed, and I think I still had the loan for my car that I had at the time, my Twingo. And I was like,
I loved that Twingo, man. That's the reason I got a Twingo. I loved that Twingo.
But I was just like, I don't know. Like money, end of the month, what? Like, I remember just literally I was physically sick. I was literally,
why you had to sell the car?
I was literally throwing up. I don't think that was that stage. Might have been. Might be when I cut it down. Yeah, sold it to my stepdad.
You still got it?
He crashed it.
Oh.
Well, I say he crashed it. I think he's had a bit of a payout from Renault because something went wrong with it. Like it wouldn't steer. The steering locked up, and then he just went up the fucking curb and it flipped and landed on its side. Yeah.
Shit.
But yeah, it was that thing of like, fuck, I do not know if I could pay my bills at the end of the month. I don't know.
Ugh.
And obviously
I've had to. I'm not there, but just hearing you say that gives me shivers.
Yeah,
like, thinking
and it was
that.
fucking horrible. And that was the first time I had to think to myself, because I was only single at the time, but I remember having to think to myself, and like I've had to use the technique as the years have gone on. And that's the first time ever I had to really like take a big step back and go, because when you're panicking like that, it's like being on a busy motorway with the thoughts. You can't keep up with all the fucking panic and the things, and you can't get a coherent line in your head. And yeah, it's the first time I ever took a big step back and literally you'd say to yourself, right, what is actually going to happen? What is the worst fucking case? And I'm like, right, first off, no one's going to die. It's not life or death. Okay, I will not die from this. And I was like, worst case, like, they repossess my car. And like, get some pretty bad credit sort of thing. Might get some nasty letters sort of thing. Probably might not be able to get finance for a while on anything. And it's like, that's literally the worst thing that can happen. And when you're like, okay, that isn't very nice, but like, it could be a lot fucking worse than that. So then I've had to do that again as the years have gone on, with having the 3 kids, wife not working for X amount of years, the whole no family support bollocks, still being self-employed. Because I mean, at that point when I'd gone self-employed to work with my brother when I was single. So like,
when I kind of forgot you did that.
Yeah. And obviously when I'd met Moan. Yeah, with my brother.
Yeah.
Obviously I'd literally just booked this course to go and retrain as an electrician, and I think it was literally the weekend of leaving, or I'm pretty sure, because we found out she was pregnant on the Saturday, and I swear I was going on the Sunday. Because I remember getting there and starting to talk to the people and build some like real friendship sort of thing. It was like, well, I just found out I'm gonna be a fucking dad, sort of thing. So it was really like, kind of time. So it was like, I think Harvey was born. We just moved into the house. So literally in the space of like 12 months, I'd got like my first proper relationship, changed trades, went properly self-employed on my own, because before it was with my brother, but I was just all like lone wolf now sort of thing, and I had a family to support all within the space of like 12 fucking months. And I was like, okay, I'll do something now. And it's just, you just got to fucking get on with it sort of thing. But you've always got to just tell yourself, it's like, what's the fucking worst case? When the wife's been panicking and stuff with the cakes. I remember the one day she was panicking over a cake. I think I've said this example on the podcast before. And she was like, worrying about this cake order she had. And I was like, what's the worst case? She went, worst case, fucking kill myself then, don't I? And I was like, well, that's an exaggeration. Obviously, when you're detached from a situation or you hear of it anecdotally, like I am now, you're like, well, you're going to kill yourself over some cakes for? Don't be daft. But in any domestic situation when you're overcome with that fucking anxiety and the stress and whatnot, that's how it feels, because you can't see a way out of it, and your head just goes, fuck it, and I'll just end it all. Fuck it, can't cope with it all.
Can't be fucking dealing with it.
And luckily it was like, this is again around the time when we started exercising and whatnot, which is why I wanted to start exercising in the morning. It's why we started it. So I was in a nice clear mind. So like, I'd done a bit of comedic relief sort of thing, took the piss out of the telly, because I think she like slapped the telly she walked past, because we've got a swing, like on a bracket that swings out.
Yes.
So I can't remember what character was on the telly, but I was like, what's Dougie done to you, or something like that. I started talking like, look, worst case, and again, you bring your tone down, low register sort of thing. And I says, worst case, I went, you focus on the kids today while I'm at work. You don't think about that cake. You be mum today. I'm going to go and work. I'm going to get back from work. I will then be dad. Then you can be cake lady. Then you get on your fucking cake. And I think it was a Friday. So I was like, the worst case, you work fucking late tonight. You work till 1, 2 in the fucking morning. You get that cake done. Come the morning, I hear the kids wake up. I bolt up. I get out of our fucking room before you wake up. I get the kids. I get their clothes. I take them downstairs. I get them dressed. And I said, and I'll get them breakfast. And then you'll just wake up when you fucking wake up. You'll have a lie-in. So I was like, so the actual worst case of this is you have a late night and you have a lie-in the next day.
Yeah.
I was like, does that sound something you're going to end your life over? And you could have seen the relief on her face. Like, stop crying, give me a fucking hug and everything, thank me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm obviously just like, well, of course, you're my wife, that's what I'm fucking here for.
Yeah. You got a way of words, didn't you?
But it's just, that's more often than what it is. Like, I put it in my story the other day.
Putting things into perspective.
I was finally able to read, because obviously, I like Jocko. I think I mentioned Jocko on the podcast before, because there's the Jocko podcast. If you want to check him out, he's cool as fuck.
I'd love him to be a guest.
We've both read his books, haven't we? Or
yes.
audio versions of his books. Well, he does kids' books as well.
I know, I saw your post. Yeah. I really want to have a look at them.
So he's got, his main ones are Way of the Warrior Kid.
Warrior Kid,
I think there's 4 of them, but there's one for like younger kids.
Are they actually stories, or are they like
Yeah, the story.
Field, his field manual thing.
No, it's a story.
Is it like that, but for kids, or is it an actual?
No, it's a story. Yeah.
That's cool.
I can't remember the name of the character in the story. It was about like the kid, and I think the first one, his uncle comes along. It's a cool uncle, and shows him about like exercising and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's for I think 7+. So I'm going to give that to my eldest when he's 7 to read. But in the meantime, yeah, I think it's Mikey Against the Dragons or something like that. The younger one is called. It's a proper kids' book, so very pictographic and whatnot. But the basic gist of this story is this prince, and he lives in this. Well, it's the kid who is scared of everything, and then he finds this book under his bed, and then the story is the book that was under the kid's bed. So there's this prince lives in a kingdom, and his dad, the king, it was always his job to like keep the dragons at bay that lived on this mountain outside the village. King dies, so it's like, well, it's up to the kid then to do that, but the kid's just a little kid, blah blah blah. So then he's like, how the fuck am I gonna like keep all these dragons at bay? I'm just a kid, obviously building it up in his head about this big issue and whatnot. Blah blah blah. Gets this note from his dad about basically saying that all the things that you worry about are always a lot bigger in your head than they are in reality. So that gives him the balls. So he goes up to this cave, goes to where these dragons are, gets in there. The dragons are really small and they're really cute, sort of thing. And the fire they breathe is only little, sort of thing and whatnot. So it's that whole thing of like, it's always built up in your head way bigger than it could ever actually be.
You can apply that to everything in life.
Yeah,
really,
and it's a perfect
Unless it's
story.
A very extreme case.
Exactly, but just trying to get that into my kids' heads nice and early, sort of thing. Like
planting the seed.
At the minute, this evening, my eldest worrying about this fucking like little paper school reading book that he's lost. And I say he's lost it. I don't know if he's lost it or we have. Because I swear I kept it in the kitchen.
Oh, I remember stressing about things that happened.
Anyway, you're stressing about it.
That's the end of the world when you're that age, though, man.
But I says to him, I went, it's not that important. I went, and he said, it is, because all the other kids read them as well. I think they share them out. And I was like, son, I went, worst case, I'll go in, I tell them I fucking lost your book. I went, what they're going to do? Tell me off? I was like, you went, threw it down the toilet or ripped it up or done something malicious like that. I went, this is just an accident. It's fine. Don't worry. Worst case, I'll take the hit because at the end of the day, I'm the leader in the family. It's my fault you've lost it.
Extreme ownership.
Yeah. I was like, so I'll go speak to your fucking head teacher. I'm pretty sure they ain't going to give a fuck, sort of thing.
Bloke a bit, he'd probably be like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, books. I don't know, whatever.
On the flip note, nice little story, anecdote for family, fucking whatnot. Mrs. goes to pick up middle son, face still bruised, cut, fucked up.
Why?
So she's like, what the fuck's happened to my son? So she's like, oh, well, he wouldn't tell us at first, So obviously she sent me these fucking pictures of like my middle son Chester, like face fucked. So I'm like, who the fuck's done that to my kid? Like, I'm gonna go rip some fucking teeth. And he ends up being his fucking brother. Fucking pushed him over.
Oh, have you pushed him over?
I'm like, you fucking dick.
Banged his face and everything.
But I like it because it's in my house where it's like the wife was saying, like, Harvey's really worried about when you get home. I'm like, good. Because that's punishment in itself.
Oh, yeah, mate, worrying about when fucking my mum's going, you fucking wait till dad gets home.
Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, the entire fucking time.
So, like, I had to temper myself because I did want to grab him and chuck him out and give him a good fucking ironing sort of thing because he's meant to be the big brother, he's meant to be looking after his younger brother and whatnot. But I know what Chester can fucking be like. He's a little shitbag for winding, especially his brother up. He does it to me and moan and everything. So, like, I got them both in the fucking kitchen, sat them on the breakfast bar, fucking had a chat with them. I was like, right, you talk, you shut your fucking mouth. Right, now you talk and you keep your fucking mouth shut. And I had a whole conversation with them both over it. Penalised the eldest for it, but it did sound more like he didn't.
He'd fucking wound me up.
Like, he didn't mean to fully. From the sounds of it, he was trying to push him away. You know when someone leans back on you?
Oh, no, fuck off.
Yeah, when you're pushing him. So it sounds kind of like that, and then it's half a push, half a slip, and then he just landed bad. Whereas when you see the look on his face and you hear it, you think of a malicious, get the fuck off me. Like, oh no. But yeah, it turned out more to be that. So again, it's just one of the things of like family, man. It's fucking how it is. But yeah, we're all really back to that whole money worry thing, because it is a big thing. People worry about, people kill themselves over shit like this with money. Like that worry that you've just had for the first time, that's where it starts.
But I mean, I know it's never going to get that bad that I can't put a roof over the head.
Because again, like, you've got your job, and you know your wife's got her job when she gets back.
All it is I haven't got my spending money.
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, I can't just be like, I want that, I'm going to go buy it. It's like, no, James, you've got to think about this now. You can't just go and fucking splash 200 quid on this fucking thing that you want. Like, I believe in I've shown great restraint not getting a new Xbox or a PS5.
Well done.
Like, and I mean, to be honest, I'm glad I didn't, because there's fuck all out for them now. You can't get them anyway. There's fuck all out for them. Everything you can get now, you can pretty much play on the last gen consoles out now anyway. So I ain't that fucking bothered. And when am I going to get a chance to sit down and play on a fucking PS5 now? Yeah. If I get half an hour spare now, I'm on my Switch or I'm playing Magic the Gathering on my phone.
I think for big console games, you're probably in the same seat as me, whereas it's waiting until the kids are kind of at
that
age
it's going to be like they can do their own thing. Like when your kids are like, when my kids are like Harvey's age and Chester's age now, that's when I'll be able to like, Daddy's going on the Xbox for an hour.
Yeah. So like if I weren't doing this like before the podcast, I'd done a workout and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like I am at the point now where I could make the time to game, but
there's more
I want a podcast.
things.
I want to do my vlog channels and everything else. Like there's other things I want to do.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
So and I can't do everything because that's my curse. Is I want to do fucking everything.
And like I said, a lot of games now. It's like I was talking to someone at work about this. I was on about time for gamers because he's only 18. I was like, yeah, I bet you get fucking tons of time to just fucking sit and play Xbox.
Oh god, you don't understand time when you're that young.
We were talking about loot boxes. I don't know if you've heard of these. Or
loot crates.
Loot crates.
I used to have them, remember?
Which is essentially not loot crates in the things you order online.
Okay.
Although I suppose essentially it's gambling.
Right. Yeah.
It's like when you go on. What the prime example of it is Fortnite and Call of Duty, FIFA, where you spend real money to buy fake money.
Oh god.
To buy packs.
Right.
And these packs will have cosmetics in for your skins for your guns or football players and for FIFA and stuff.
Yeah.
And we were on about we're on about money at work. That's where it came from. He's like, yeah, I can spend fucking half my wage on fucking loot boxes and shit from fucking games because I've got nothing to spend it on.
Yeah.
He doesn't, but he's saying that he has spent money on this kind of stuff in the past.
Yeah.
And we ended up talking about it being like, it is essentially gambling.
I guess.
And it's fucking evil when you think about it.
Go on.
Because it's not like, say, for FIFA, it's FIFA tokens, I think it is.
Okay.
And you spend a tenner on FIFA tokens, £10 real money to buy FIFA tokens. But one FIFA token isn't £1. It's their own currency. So you buy £10 on FIFA tokens, it'll be like 270 tokens.
Right.
So then you just see 270 tokens. You don't see that as £10 then.
Yeah.
That's disassociated from real fucking money.
Yeah.
So you're like, fuck, I can spend it on this. Fuck it. It's only 270 tokens. Because you don't see the money coming out of your pocket, physical money.
Yeah.
And because it isn't one for one, I just think it's evil. And it's clever. And it's fucking evil. It's not like buying boosts. Because someone had an argument. I was listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
And they were saying, what about booster packs? Like your Pokemon booster packs and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing? And no. Because that don't feel as evil. And at worst comes to worst, you can sell those cards on.
I just want to say you're slipping into this evil, like,
Does
voice.
That sound like?
Yeah,
the way I say was.
I think it's the evil. You got this like West End. Is it West End? Like
is it West
Cockney?
End?
I don't know. I like it though. Carry on.
But I just like, I don't know where that's fucking come from all of a sudden. But I've been thinking about it today. And I just think it's just clever, innit? It's morally bankrupt, but it's fucking clever.
See, this is it again. I think this is where I know I've kind of slipping into a lot tonight. The whole being employed and self-employed thing. Like I've always said, when I had a job, I viewed the world as jobs and wages.
Yeah.
Like
for 90%
after working for myself for so long, and obviously being so clued up with social media and YouTube and everything else, I've been looking into it for fucking years now. I know how it all fucking works. It's like I just see it as how do you get your money, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like with that, so you say it's evil and whatnot. I'm here smiling because I'm like, mate, that's the whole world.
Well, that's what I mean.
That's it's fucking everything.
The whole world is morally bankrupt.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's just clever.
Like,
it's evil, but it's clever.
When me and Bone went through our IVAs, because of like a debt thing last year, because we couldn't fucking pay everything, and the guy that dealt with it for us and whatnot, like with like the finance people, you know, when you get like Littlewoods, like catalogues. If you're watching this, you're not from the UK. It's like catalogue spending and whatnot. And he was like,
I'm pretty sure they probably get that in America.
He said, yeah, it just wouldn't be. I don't. What Littlewoods? Or would it be something else?
Yeah, I imagine you get like it wouldn't be a Littlewoods.
It'd be something else. It'd be catalogue buy. Yeah, their version. But it was like, oh, they ain't gonna go fuck. He went, they account this into their prices. So when you buy stuff off there for price, I don't know, 200 quid or whatever for that item, priced into that is how much the item cost, how much they want to make on it, and then the odds of it not getting paid back. So they put that on there as well. There's literally like a 200% markup on some of this shit. It's nuts. Come on, you ever watched an episode of Dragon's Den?
Yeah.
Where it's like, how much is that for the public to buy? 25 quid. How much do you make it for? £3.50. You know what I mean?
Business 101,
The
mate.
world doesn't work as in, well, it cost me £5 to make this, or I'll sell it you for £6. So like, you know, it's fair. I'm making a bit of profit, but you get your thing. It's like, no, I want to make. I
suppose it depends if it's a passion project or not.
Yeah.
Because you'll get a lot of people that will just.
Yeah, people. Yes, an individual.
But not like a
little
business. You're not going to make a business off that.
Big businesses, nah.
You're not going to make a business off it. Look, I only found out the other day. Do you know Amazon? If you return something to Amazon, they don't fucking resell it. They just throw it in a bin.
Fuck.
Do you know how, mate, I work at UPS, which is 90% Amazon, mate. You should see half the whole. I don't know if you remember the pallet area at UPS.
Yeah.
That, like, 3/4 of that now is just Amazon returns. Like, just fucking thousands of it.
How much is Amazon grow?
And then they just throw it in a bin, mate. Because you can't, especially in this current era,
yeah.
You can't sell it on because of COVID and shit anyway. Because if some customers touch that
wow.
and then returned it, it's useless.
Shit.
Just fucking burn it, throw it in the bin.
Yeah. I know half the time.
I know there's some websites out there that resell them as well.
I think depending on the value of the item, half the time they just say, here's the return. Like, here's your money back, but don't bother returning it.
Yeah.
Just keep it, just here's your money back.
Because I've only ever had one problem with Amazon and they were shit hot on it and gave me the money back like straight away. I didn't even return the item.
Yeah. It's fucking nuts.
I mean, like fucking thousands of items, mate. They just fucking bin them. You know how much Jeffrey Bezos is worth?
Nuts.
Astronomical amounts of money.
One other thing that occurred to me.
And then people are like, he doesn't have that much money though. I'm like, yeah, well, he's still a fucking billionaire, man. Jesus.
I can not have that much money.
Because it's how much the company's worth and what he's worth. He's not his fucking...
in his pocket
It's not his capital in his pocket. It's what he's worth.
I swear,
so like if he sold
Elon
all
Musk
of it,
is the same, isn't he?
Yeah, Elon Musk is like a fucking... Yeah, if he sold all his assets...
Yeah.
Be fucking... Elon Musk's a weird one, isn't he?
But now one of the things I wanted to get onto, because the wife today... I noticed it on the last podcast, and then the wife today done a voice note pissing herself about it as well. And it's where you said to me that I believe you said I'm a minefield of fucking psychological issues or something like that.
Yeah.
And I passed over it at the time because I was like, you're an idiot. But she thought it was fucking hilarious. And I said to her, I was like, well, I just kind of skipped over because I thought it was just a dumb thing to say. And I went, tell you what, fuck it. That's what I'm going to make this week's podcast about. But yeah, when you said I'm full of fucking issues and shit. So I was like, nah, fuck it. Let's elaborate.
Yeah, everyone is.
That was going to be my argument.
I think everyone's got fucking... That episode of How I Met Your Mother, innit? Where it's like everyone's got baggage.
Yes.
And the older you get, the more baggage you fucking acquire. Everyone's got it.
Sorry, guys. Slightly distracted. Go back to you.
Your missus in trouble.
No, she's just asking if I'm okay. Said she's going to make tea. How are we doing? Or how am I doing?
That's fair.
2042. Yeah, because it's one of them where it's like, yeah, we're all fucking riddled with shit.
Yep.
Because that's one of the main reasons I started the podcast, because...
To help people.
Yeah. Well, but I've always said it, it's that thing of... I'm sure I've said it last, but I might have said it recently within the last few podcasts, of when you're knowledgeable about something, you know something, and then you see someone doing that thing wrong, it grates at you.
Yeah. You're like, Nick, doing it wrong.
Doesn't it? Yeah. Because you're like, don't do it like that. And it's really hard for me going about day to day, because you see people and you see relationships and you see stuff, and especially when people are talking about partners and relationships and life as well and work and whatnot, and they talk about this stuff and you sit there just cringing, because I'm like, that's the way I see it. I'm like, this is just like, you're not, like at UPS when I used to work there, I'd be loading a lorry sort of thing, and when you're working at UPS and you load the lorries, you get boxes and you get bags. You can't build a wall. You have to build a wall in these lorries just to bore you, because you have to use the space. So you don't put a bag in a wall. You put the bag at the top of the wall, because you can't build a wall with bags. Yeah. So it's like, you look at someone new that starts building a wall and they chuck a fucking bag there, and you're like, don't put the bag there. So this is the exact same feeling I get with people talking about the partners, people talking about the work, people talking about their life, talking about their life goals, talking about the struggles that they're in at the minute, and it's just very fucking black and white clear to me. So it's like, there's all those problems, and then there's, yes, what I half wonder about myself with my own shit is that now I have like a next level of shit.
I'm not in the camera footage.
Oh, fucking hell, it's because we moved it. Sorry, dude.
Have I not been in it the whole time?
No, it's because I picked it up. Because I picked it up to move it. So now you're back in the camera.
Sorry, carry on.
Sorry. Yeah. So, because I thought about it, so I was like, nah, if anything, it's because I've got the same issues every fucker else does. It's just that I'm hyper aware of it.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that other people aren't aware of it. I think people just subconsciously fucking bury it.
No, I don't think they know.
I think people bury a lot of it.
Nah.
pretend they don't know, ignore it, hoping it goes away.
Nope, they just don't know. They just don't think it's a problem. They're like classic. They argue with their partner. They're the dumb bitch, or he's the dumb twat. He's fucking wrong. Rare. Not my fucking fault. That's why he goes to his mates and she goes to her girls, and they bitch about each other to their peer group because it's always the other one that's wrong. They're not there in secret denial that actually they're the fucking idiot. They don't fucking realise it. That's a basic one. There's loads of other examples of that same thing. But they just don't fucking realise. Because they can't step back from themselves enough. Because who's ever taught us to step back from a situation and think? You get taught that in fucking primary school. You never get taught that. Ever.
And you're taught. I know we touch on this all the time. But you're just not taught what you need to be taught in schools, man.
Sorry, guys. It's terrible. My phone just keeps fucking locking at the minute. Like, I leave it with a screen just on the messages.
Do you not have a timer for a lockdown on it then?
No, it's because maybe.
Because mine's only open for like a minute.
It's usually fine. It's been a bit of a dick lately. Like, you know, when you get a message and you can tap your screen, it shows you what the message says. It won't do that either at the minute. I have to unlock my fucking phone and go onto the message to find out what the fuck it says. It's so annoying.
You're not changing anything
So I'm like,
settings, like?
No, nothing. Yeah. I'm like, that might be a person whose message I don't want to read right now.
Yeah, now it's showing us red. Shit.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing they ever fucking did. Why did they introduce that?
What's that?
Showing messages as red. It never used to be, did they?
No.
Because remember Facebook introduced it with was it ticks or something? You know, when you're actually on the desktop Facebook and you have the messenger things at the bottom.
Come on, that's all on a desktop Facebook.
That's what I mean. I'm sure that's where it started. They introduced the whole lot. Oh, they can see that you've read it. Like, why have you put that up there?
Oh, God, we get so distracted.
But that's what a podcast is. Just distractions.
Purely distractions. I tell you what, like thinking about like the wife now working and whatnot, and like working like evenings, so I'm getting the studio more to edit and blah blah blah. I'm like, oh fuck, I might actually start planning some podcasts. I might actually start fucking planning some.
If we planned it, it'd go to fucking pot anyway. I mean, granted, I do believe we have done not better podcasts, but I think the conversation's been a bit more better structured and we've talked about better stuff when we've had, we'll mention this week.
Yeah,
we'll
that's when I've had a really specific point.
Yeah.
Like today was that generalised thing of what we spoke about before coming in, and I wanted to touch on that whole me having riddled mental issues sort of thing.
Yeah, because you're a fucking psychopath, right?
I know. One of the things I struggle with more now is the ones that get me.
I think you are like proper borderline. I don't know, but you might be, but you're definitely borderline autistic.
Thanks. Cool. I'm cool with that.
Not in a derogatory sense, but I think the way your brain is, like you said, hyper-focused on shit.
Yeah.
There's definitely some weird chemical imbalance in your brain that makes you think. I mean, it's a good thing, but that's what makes you think like that.
So what I'll get now is I'll do something that the typical person might do. But then because I know damn well why I've done it, why I shouldn't have done it, but I've done it anyway, then I get guilty about it. And then I feel bad. So, fuck did I do?
I was like, give me some examples here.
So the other day, because the wife was working late, so I was tired in the morning. She was tired in the morning. I had to walk to the shops with the boys. Eldest son wanted to take a stick out of the garden. It's like winter here, so he say stick. I think it's got that kind of cruddy, like.
Oh, it'll be wet and he'll fucking get on, yeah.
He's got his brand new jumper on that he's had on for Christmas. I'm like, you're not taking a stick. You're going to get covered in shit. She's tired, I'm tired. She's like, why the fuck can't he take a stick? So we get to this little back and forth about a fucking stick. So then I'm like, I managed to pull it back in the moment, which I've managed to work it to now, even when I am tired. And I'm like, straight away, I've said some fucking a bit snappy, a bit high voice and whatnot. And straight away I was like, I am sorry, I shouldn't have reacted like that. Blah, 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 I shouldn't have snapped. I didn't even snap, I just got a bit fucking arsey. I'm like, I shouldn't have done that, it's fucking stick. Like, it don't matter. Like, end of the world. Worst case, he gets his top dirty and you put it in the wash like he's a kid. Like, fuck it. She's done the same sort of thing. And then there was something else later on in the evening around the kids' bedtime. And I've done it a bit again. And then after that, the kids are all in bed. We're in the kitchen. I'm getting a bit sobby face. And she's like, what's wrong? What's happened? And I'm like, I was just sat there eating at myself because I'm like, twice today I've let it slip. Like, and I know better. Like, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't let it go to that.
No.
Just because I was fucking tired and whatnot. Whereas most people would feel tired or be stressed about something, react in that way, and then just go about the fucking day. Don't even like double guess it sort of thing. But because I'm aware of it, and I know I shouldn't, and I know why I've done it, Like, I don't fully break down, but I need about 5 or 10 minutes just to go through the conversation in my head of like, well, it's all right, at least you know what you're doing, and blah, blah, and like, you try a bit better tomorrow, whatnot, just remember that. And I'll always apologise to my kids as well if I ever think I've been like over forceful, either verbally or physically, sort of thing. More often verbally than anything, if you overreact a bit to them, do something or whatnot. Yeah, and I'll be like, sorry, shouldn't have done that, because you don't want to set the example, sort of.
You know what? You saying this.
Yeah.
I know you never watched it, but that BoJack Horseman, which is a great fucking TV show about, I don't know how to put it into words, but he says that, he's like, I'm a piece of shit. Kind of the way you think about it, he's like, I'm a piece of shit, but I know I'm a piece of shit, so I'm better than other pieces of shit because I know I'm one.
Yeah.
And it's like, so there's that, in that kind of same regard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, you'll sit there and you'll be like, yeah, but I know I've done this. This is why. That's some fucking,
yeah.
Man, you need to watch BoJack Horseman, man.
I need to watch a lot of things.
You do. You do.
Do you know what I like at the minute as well? Coming back to something a bit softer, I'm falling in love again with YouTube. I know this is what we're on right now.
Random, just like YouTube scrolling?
No, on the TV, right? Because when the missus nods off a bit early,
YouTube on the TV all the fucking time.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so the missus nods off early, and I really like extreme sports documentaries. Like when I'm nodding off.
That's a very strange niche.
Yeah, like because it started off with ones like skiing and snowboarding. Because it's not...
Is skiing an extreme sport?
Oh, more snowboarding then. To be fair, I think the one that I saw from skiing, they'd get helicoptered to the top of like a fucking mountain.
It's fucking mental.
And they freestyle down. I don't mean there with like the little sticks that point up out the ground and they're like coming down a course. It's literally just a bare fucking mountain, just a group of them travelling the world, just getting fucked at the top and like, right, make your own way down. There's like avalanches coming behind them and shit. But it's like, the scenery in these like kind of things, like I say, it's not like a competition you're watching. It's normally very like freestyle-esque.
Just people fucking doing.
So it's like the scenery is always beautiful, and it's like just the moves and techniques just always amazes me, whatnot. But it just really relaxes me, sort of thing. Anyway, there was a couple on Netflix. Netflix does that thing where that really good thing's gone now.
Yeah, it's shown like a couple of months, mate. They got bottom off Netflix. I'm furious. So
I'll be looking on Netflix and on Sky. Can't put in like extreme sports documentaries or skateboards or anything. Couldn't find shit. And then I kept going past the fucking YouTube app on the Sky screen.
Everything is on
and
YouTube,
I was like,
man.
Why the fuck did I not put it? So of course I put it in YouTube, and I'm like, fucking my ass is getting moist because I'm like, oh my god, it's all on here. There's so much. It's whatever I could possibly want. It's fucking there. Of course it is. Of course it's there. It's YouTube. It's better than fucking anything.
I think it is a great website. I mean, you can't deny what you think about it, man. Some bloke probably went, I'll just make a little website for people to share the videos. Think of the cultural impact YouTube's had on people.
I might look into that. I don't know how YouTube started. I feel like that's something I should know.
I think it was probably, I'd imagine, it was some bloke in a garage going, I want to upload this video to the internet. There's no actual websites to upload videos to shit. I'll make one. But it was probably just a fucking video of his cat.
Do you know what keeps me in the fucking dick? Watched a TikTok thing yesterday, and the guy sounded a bit interesting because he was talking about a situation with his kid. Okay, like this, relate to it. And he's on about, I think it was something about they were moving and whatnot, and he packed all the stuff up, and then he told his kid, like, right, I'm going to go have a fucking break, you're not unpacking any of this. Comes back, obviously the kid's fucking unpacked everything, so he belts the fucking kid. I can't remember, he says the kid looked at him in a way that made him feel like fucking shit. So then he felt like crap, went off, had a fucking drink, went on fucking Facebook, so he was like, that's what you fucking do. And then I think he said for some reason he just went on to like the bit where you can create a page, and he's like, I don't know why, don't ask me why, but I just fucking did. And he says, I put in the name of the pages, The Good Dad Project. And then he starts talking about like, and then all I did was went, I had no intent with it and whatnot. He's like, I'm going to just go on there, and every day or every week, like, I'd learn something new, and I'd just put it on there like a log. He went, but before long, I was getting asked to do speaking gigs and this and that and whatnot. And he was like, and now I've been doing my podcast for like fucking 10 years and da da da. And I'm like, his little anecdote about why he started and how he started, I'm like, that is exactly me last year when I messaged you saying, meet me here in the morning for a workout because I need a fucking change. That's why I started exercising. And then because of how I'd think like how he said about like trying to be a better person, a better father, but he didn't specifically say like husband and whatnot, but that whole thing of just being a better person. But being a better you, I'll be looking at myself and thinking more like the psychology side of things of how to improve and to work on myself and my family and everything else.
Right, just recording.
And that's what led me into the podcast. Nope.
If anyone is not paying attention, with the battery died on the camera, and then Ryan paused recording, and forgot to press play.
So last week we had no video because I lost that, and then this week we've lost some audio.
Fuck me.
So if you think the audio went a bit bad,
it's going to be even worse.
Like the last probably 10, 15 minutes.
You know what's really pissed me off? That was a lovely conversation and really quite structured as well.
Thank you. It was, wasn't it?
And I was going to lead on into another point, but I noticed that weren't moving. I was going to say, you're on about, you text us saying you want to make the changes and you want...
Yeah.
I was going to say in regards to that, it's like, you've always said it, you said it in there before we came out.
Yeah.
Saying like, see, this time, like, whatever, last year, like, you wouldn't even do any workouts now because you can't make it in the mornings at the minute. You're fucking scheduling it in, you're fitting it in. And it's like, that feels normal to me now. I don't feel like I've done anything different.
Yeah.
But then you sit and you look at the last year and you're like, well, no, I've done this, I've done this. It comes back to one of the earliest points we ever said, which is cutting yourself some slack.
Yeah.
Because it was so incremental, the changes, it just felt normal.
It just built in. Yeah.
It just felt like even as far back as like two years ago, man, I would have been fucking hammered by now. I'd have been like a bottle of whiskey. I'd have been a bottle of whiskey down crying somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, now look at me, I've got a fucking kid, I've got a missus, got a stepdaughter, I've been exercising regularly for a year, I've got a promotion at work.
Yeah.
It's weird. It is.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you have got to take a proper stock at your life.
You really do, especially when you've been doing
you
what
just get
we've
into
been doing.
routines and it becomes normal and you don't think about it.
Because you messaged me the other day, didn't you? You're like, oh, I just want to be doing more and whatnot. I was like, what?
I always feel like I should be doing more.
As long as you're doing what you know that you can do, that's when it really eats it, when you know you can do more, sort of thing. Not that you want to do more. But what James was touching on then, before the podcast started, again, apologies about the audio.
Oh, fuck.
I says to him, because basically he ain't been coming for the morning workouts, but he said at the minute he's been doing a workout during his lunch break at work, and that's been really suiting him, sort of thing. And I gave him a hug, and I said it feels like he's graduated, because when we first started exercising and whatnot, like throughout our childhood and whatnot, James did not exercise, sort of thing. It wasn't a thing to him.
I played football. I didn't dedicate.
I remember first getting him down in, it was like, what do I do? Like, why would I do it? Whereas now he's at a point where it's like, well, no, that workout don't work for me. I'm going to do this one. I'm like, mate, like you're self-sufficient now. It's just built into your life. And
I think for me, it's more, my first port of call to anyone struggling with anything, I'm like, do you exercise?
Yeah. Because you need it.
And it goes back to the point of, I was looking at the video that you put up for the last podcast. The title of it is, is exercising a hobby?
Yeah.
And like, the more you think about it now, you're like, no, it's not a hobby. You should fucking exercise.
Yes,
you should fucking. That's what it's always. And I'm on a load of Facebook pages and stuff. I'm on an emo. Emo's not dead page because I love music I used to listen to. Because people like put old videos and albums and stuff. I'm like, oh no, I remember that. And you get people on there because emo's obviously stereotypically an emotional group of people. And like, 20 times a day, there's posts on there going, I'm feeling really sad, guys. Can anyone cheer me up? What's going on? Blah, blah. And I'm always like, exercise. Do you exercise?
Yeah.
I don't mean to come off as a cunt, like, but do you exercise?
Yeah.
Go do some pull-ups. Go for a run.
Yeah.
You will feel so much fucking better. And I always say the only thing that's ever helped me with my depression is exercising. I
really want to do some like snippet videos for the fitness channel, just saying shit like that, just so I can like share it to people.
I want to David Goggins it.
Yeah.
I just feel like doing like fucking squats, like you need to do more. Can you do this?
You know when you're running, and you got that shit building up in life.
I see what you mean now. When you first showed it me, I was like, fucking prick.
Yes.
But then you listen to his story and you're like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's like, you've earned the right to do fucking workout.
Yes, exactly.
Like that.
I think what we'll do is we'll cut it there as well. Yeah. Now I've managed to make a mistake.
We've made several mistakes again.
Fucking. Sorry, guys. Look, we're almost at the year mark. I think I'm allowed it while it's still within the first year mark. After the 1st of March, I'm not allowed to make any more of these newbie mistakes of like
you're making advanced mistakes now.
Be advanced.
You're more than welcome to make mistakes, but no battery mistakes and not pressing record, right?
Oh, God.
It's like the basic of the basic.
It's pissed me off, that was because like James said, the battery ran out, which I swear I'd fully charged.
That was a brand new battery. You pulled it out of the charger.
So obviously I stopped the audio recording, put the new battery in, started the video again, but forgot to restart the audio.
But then fall on me as well. I should have checked.
I'm
fucking looking at it.
Well done for telling me.
I noticed it and I was like, that line ain't moving.
I
wasn't sure if it was so far zoomed out. It was moving like minuscule. But I was like, that ain't moving.
At least we've got all the video and some form of audio. Like I say,
we got all the video though. Where it fucking cut out.
Where you listen to this podcast and it goes straight is because that's the audio from the boom mic on top of the camera.
Well, I'll tell you what, right? You wanted real.
Yeah.
You got fucking real.
I didn't want it. Real's real. You get real if you want it or not. That's the whole point of real, cunt. I wanted to show the real.
NF, real music.
That's it. Right, we're going to call it there because, like I say, we wasted quite a bit of time before starting the podcast, so it's quite late. And you've got a baby mama to get home to.
I think she's just got home. She's texted me just going, you okay?
Well, meaning, where the fuck are you?
No, she's not. No, it's fine. Just so you know, it's alright.
Just play along. It's just, just play along.
She's very understanding and lovely.
Where the fuck are you? If you're not even 10 minutes,
I'm at the point as well.
Dick.
You know, you're on about before we go.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Yes.
You know, you were saying that Simone, when she's all the other women are just bitching about their husbands and that, and she ain't got a bad word to say about you.
Yeah.
So I'm not that with Soph.
Good. So
like,
it should be for everyone.
People slagging off the missus and that, and I'm just like, why are you with them then?
Yeah. Yep. Or why aren't you putting some effort in to change that?
Yeah. It's like, I know if there's any problems, and I can talk to her.
Good. That's
and
what you
she
need.
can talk to me.
It's that baseline of just communication.
It is communication. Like, if she's upset and I know she's upset, I won't. It's not that I'll push her. I'm like, just talk to me. So if we ever feel like it's going to be an argument or something, I'm not raising my voice. I just want a conversation.
Yep.
Just talk to me about what's
I'm going to start rehashing some of this now that we're almost a year in, because a lot of it I already covered. But from the people I like and I follow, you often hear the sentence, and I think I said it myself, of like, I always say this, I always say that.
But
yeah,
I'll say it again.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's some fundamental points that always seem to come up everywhere I go, and quite often I think, let's go watch like my podcast number 2 or 3 and whatnot. And let's be honest.
This issue, go back and watch his podcast.
Yeah,
that's my first touch.
Yeah, I'd rather they just get into the podcast and it just be a recurring theme. So yeah, I'm going to start touching on some recurring themes. I think
it's just like how basic is communication.
We'll get into it because we're ending there. Just to start, I think I want to start saying this at the end of every podcast now, is that if you are following the podcast and you're listening, you're liking it, apart from my fuck up, I am sorry. Best thing you can do is just fucking share it. Tell your friends, family, whatever.
Word of mouth is a very powerful
anyone else
thing
that listens to podcasts, fucking tell them about this podcast. It don't cost you anything. I'm not asking you for any money, and I never fucking will.
Unless we start
I'm just here to help. I know, right?
Patreon.
I just want more people to listen to this, so then more people will hopefully mess you going, you helped me today. At the end of the day, if one by one we can make people approach their own life a little bit better, then we're going to make the world a little bit better.
He's not joking, by the way, when he says this. Because I remember when people, he had his first messages out of the blue off random people. He was fucking losing his mind. And he bent over us, but I'm sure the people that, if they're still listening, if they've carried on listening, blah, 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 they will fucking attest to this, that he's messaged back and he's tried to help them. And, I think you've made relatively good friends with some of these people.
Yeah. It's a small following we've got at the minute, but there's a couple of regular people, and I'll keep in touch with them. I'll just drop a message to him and say, hey, how's it going with your wife? Because I know you said
it's because I know a lot of people will say it, but he does genuinely care. He really does care. And it's fucking nerd.
So just share the love. Share the podcast. And rate and all that crap. Right, I'm going to go, because I want to see my wife. You want to see your girlfriend.
Just Jane. No.
Daddy Jane Gaming.
Just Jane. That's my fucking username on
You're
Magic, mate. It's fucking smothering my life. Daddy Jane Gaming at Instagram for me. Follow me on there.
Right, my link's all in the description. You know what they are. Yeah, you probably
out.
went from there to here. Right, love you all.
Love you all. See you on the flip side. I wish I never said that.
That's right, it's done now.